Greetings, my friends. Please consider supporting me in my war to save pop culture by subscribing to my channel and possibly even becoming a channel member for exclusive videos, access to Doomcock emojis, and more. And if you like this video in particular, please consider using the new Super Thanks feature and putting a tip in the tip jar located next to the like buttons down at the bottom of the video. Thank you for watching, and now, on to the video. Greetings, my friends. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, broadcasting from my hidden base at the center of the Earth, and I am here today to give a message to all the woke wankers and whiny snowflakes at Disney. Reality is finally coming down on you like a ton of bricks. Just as I have foreseen, the realities of capitalism and human nature itself are bearing down on the purple-haired holdo types at Disney, and woe be unto them, because a perfect storm is raining hell down upon them, and that perfect storm is the clash between the success of the not at all woke Werewolf by Night and the failure of the disgustingly woke She-Hulk. My friends, the difference between these two shows could not be more dramatic, and that difference is added to the avalanche of evidence that the Disney board is finding increasingly impossible to ignore. Go woke, go broke is a fact, and if you make high-quality, non-woke entertainment, people will love it, subscribe, and watch. Such is the case with Werewolf by Night, which is the best damn thing I've seen on Disney Plus, with the possible exception of the return of Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian Season 2. But most importantly, I want to discuss a fat batch of rumors I received about how the staggering success of Werewolf by Night is a game changer at Disney, particularly in light of the laughably incompetent failure of She-Hulk, and how this has given Chapek more ammo to continue filtering the woke elements out of Disney. In short, my friends, if this rumor is true, we're talking nothing less than pink slips for pinkos.
Woke is wearing out its welcome in Hollywood, Doomcock. She-Hulk failed because it was woke and cared more about insulting their audience than entertaining their audience. They spent a lot of time in that writer's room, 3 years in fact, anticipating that fans were going to hate their show, and so instead of focusing on the story, they focused on ways to insult their audience under the guise of owning the trolls. But as a result, She-Hulk owned itself. It was hated, ignored. Then, when they went after you and the fans who dared to speak the truth about how She-Hulk sucked, all it did was turbo boost your channel and send them down in the ratings toilet.
Whereas, let's look at Werewolf by Night for a moment. I have yet to review Werewolf by Night officially, though I have reviewed it on Pop Culture Breakdown, which is moving from Sunday to Wednesday night, by the way, so check us out this Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central or 8 p.m. Eastern, my friends. But let me give you a quick review of Werewolf by Night before we proceed, because it's important to understand this story in that context. Folks, I stumbled across Werewolf by Night one afternoon. I hadn't really seen any ads for it, any promotion whatsoever, so I knew nothing about it going in. I just thought, what the hell, it's about Halloween, let's give it a chance. And for the next hour, my mind was blown. I could not believe I was seeing something this good on Disney Plus. This is, hands down, the best thing I've seen on Disney Plus other than Luke Skywalker's return. This one-off film was in lavish black and white, in an homage to the classic Universal horror movies we loved as kids. Immediately, from the titles cleared through to the end, I was transfixed by the atmosphere, the look, the feel of something that really had no business existing on Disney Plus. It's just too damn good. From the opening graphic, which featured Celtic-styled artwork showing a monster being taken down with arrows, some of which were sticking out of its eyes, with incredibly atmospheric music by the director Michael Giacchino, excellent acting, sharp writing, with monsters and cursing and gore, and an intriguing premise that treats the whole monsters genre with great respect and affection, I wasn't merely entertained by Werewolf by Night, I was riveted. You see, This is what happens when Disney stops inserting agendas and propaganda and LGBTQIA, MOUSE bullshit into their shows and allows a guy with a vision to just go ahead and make something fun and different that they feel passionate about. Take it from me, folks. Werewolf by Night is an outstanding hour of cinematic fun, perfect for the Halloween season. The premise is very simple, and I won't give you any spoilers here. There's an association of monster hunters that has existed throughout the ages, and members of this organization gather together for a monster hunting contest, a ceremony of sorts. There's a monster and weapons to kill it hidden on the grounds of this walled-in estate, and the first one to kill the monster wins a prize beyond price. Oh, and the monster hunters are also free to fight each other over these weapons for that prize. But little do the participants of this contest realize that they will have to contend with something much worse than they bargained for. The lead actor, Gael Garcia Bernal, is very likable and sympathetic, kind of a calmer, more interesting version of Oscar Isaac's part in Moon Knight, minus all the annoyance. There's an interesting female character that reminded me of Jessica Jones, played by Laura Donnelly. She's an expert fighter from a long line of fighters, and while some might say she's woke, I would respectfully disagree. They handle her character the right way, with respect. And I like her just as I like Sigourney Weaver, Linda Hamilton, Karen Allen, and other screen heroines of the past. Her character has an authenticity and a depth that keeps her from being just another woke cliche. And finally, the monster. The monster needs to be seen to be believed. The monster was perfect, just mesmerizing to watch, and longtime Marvel fans will enjoy seeing this classic monster brought to life. I only have two criticisms for Werewolf by Night. They changed this monster somewhat from the comics and gave it a personality it never had, which is a violation of canon, yes, but given how beautifully it worked, I really had to give them a pass on that, since genius is always an affirmative defense in my dojo. And my other criticism is, why the hell is this just a special? Why is Werewolf by Night not a series? I cursed at the screen at the end of the show when I realized there was no more coming. Werewolf by Night was just a one-off miracle. Disney, if you're watching, you need to make this a show. You need to entrust it to Michael Giacchino, keep the woke out, keep the blood and guts in, and watch what happens. Ha! This is the best thing on Disney Plus right now, in my opinion. And as it turns out, the Disney Plus audience agrees with me. This is a runaway hit on Disney Plus. It's a massive success, with nearly 90 million views as of October 20th, and gaining more all the time, according to one of my Bothan spies behind the magic curtain. As opposed to She-Hulk, which steadily dropped viewers until at the end it was struggling to break a few 100,000 views. A few 100,000 versus nearly 100 million. That should tell Disney something, and according to my Hollywood spies, Disney has received that message so loudly and clearly that big changes are in the wind at the Magic Kingdom. At this point, I must state that the information I'm about to share with you is information provided to me by a source or sources claiming knowledge of the situation at Disney, but since I cannot personally verify this information, I am presenting this as unverified rumor, and I ask you to please take this with a grain of salt. According to my Hollywood spies, there are about to be a bunch of firings at Disney to coincide with Chapek steering the company away from wokeness, and this time the board is getting on board. Why? My sources say, quote, basically it breaks down to She-Hulk versus Werewolf by Night. As far as viewers go, She-Hulk is a failure, full stop. At one point, the ratings for She-Hulk were so low, it dropped off the Nielsen charts, while the runaway hit that is Werewolf by Night was closing in on 90 million views as of October 20th, unquote. So how did this happen, you ask? Why is Werewolf by Night such a hit? According to this source, quote, we were told there were certain people kept away from this project and the director was given more free rein, unquote.
Yes, I can absolutely believe that. One of the things I found thrilling about Werewolf by Night was the feeling that someone had gotten away with something naughty while the adults were away. There was no wokeness, no agenda. They allowed the monsters to kill and maim people. There was violence and cursing. To quote MGM, that's entertainment, at least in my wicked book.
In my book as well, Skull of Calderon. Yep, that's the lesson, Disney. Give talented people the resources they need to do something great and then get the hell out of their way. Oh, and it also helps if you keep Kevin Feige the fuck away from the project. Captain Marvel-less took Kevin's mojo away, and he's been struggling to get it back ever since. Submitted for your approval. Eternals and She-Hulk. Nuff said. So now, the contrast could not be more stark. Werewolf by Night, not woke, is a hit, and She-Hulk, woke as fuck, is a complete disaster. This is the way. Go woke, go broke. The pattern has repeated over and over again, and dumb as Hollywood is, they can't help but see the truth after so many painful lessons. But here's the thing. Now that Disney has proof it can bring in huge views, do they have the will to tell the woke wankers to take a hike? According to my Hollywood spy, quote, "What we are being told is there's about to be people finding new jobs. There's a lot of shows that will never see the light of day. And one of those shows may be The Acolyte," unquote. As evidence for this, my spies cite the recent firing or stepping down of Michelle Rejoin as senior VP at Lucasfilm. Talk about woke. Michelle, I am told, is as woke as Malcolm McDowell in A Clockwork Orange getting coffee dripped into his eyes. She has been removed from the senior VP position at Lucasfilm with the usual face-saving production deal these people always land as part of their severance package. No reason was given, but aside from personal hatreds, vendettas, regime changes, and so on, usually the only other reason you get fired in Hollywood is if you fuck up spectacularly. I still do not know the reason she's out, but it certainly does reinforce what my spies are saying. The success of Werewolf by Night and the failure of She-Hulk, Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ms. Marvel, and on and on and on are a formula, the solution to which even the Disney board can no longer ignore. Disney plus woke equals broke. You want to change that formula? Just subtract the woke. You're welcome, Disney. The bill for my consulting fee will be in the mail. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. Ha 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 ha.